Hello goldfish, squids and other beloved sea creatures, I'm Octopus and today we are gonna talk about the Republique, a tier 10 French battleship, Tech 3 battleship that I don't personally like too much, but I'm gonna talk about this ship during the gameplay. First thing first guys, as always, if you can, please leave a subscribe on my channel on YouTube in order to support me. If you find this kind of videos informative or entertaining, please, every kind of support is really much appreciated. So, the Republique or Republic. Republique is a very unique battleship. As you can see, you have only two quadruple turrets of 431 millimeters of caliber, which are huge guns for a tier 10. I mean, not that huge anymore since the whole lot of 457s being introduced lately by Wargaming. But yeah, you can still overmatch 30 millimeters of armor, so you are a cruiser killer basically. You can deal okay also against battleships, but mainly your targets are cruisers, most of the times at least. Your concealment with the full concealment build is 14.1, which is not great. It's, I would say, average. It is similar to Montana and Yamato concealment, so it is not bad, it is not great either. Your main gun range is awesome, 26.1 kilometers by default. This is, I think it's even more than Yamato one, or maybe it is around that value, which is more than enough. Your reload with the reload upgrade on the last slot, it's 21.1 seconds, which is not bad at all. This makes up a little bit for the fact that you have only 8 guns basically at tier 10. Your speed with the speed flag is 31.5 knots, which is not amazing, but considering that you have the French speed boost consumable on top of that, you can reach, you are by far the fastest battleship at tier 10. Maybe only Bourgogne is faster, but yeah, Republique is not a slow ship. I mean, when you have your speed boost active. When you don't have it activated, your speed is not impressive. What I don't like about this ship is the fact that the guns can be both the most reliable guns with some shots, and the next volley is gonna be the most unreliable tier 10 battleship in terms of accuracy. So the inconsistency of the guns, it's the one thing that I find to be really trolly sometimes. So there will be in some games when the dispersion is on your side and the RNG doesn't fuck you up, and you're gonna be the best sniping battleship in the entire game. You're gonna blab cruisers and battleships left, right, and center. But there will be also the some games when your dispersion will go full bananas. You're gonna get a bunch of overpens here and there on everything, and you're not gonna be able to do anything great. So I love and hate Republique. I recently posted another highlight on my stream of this same ship, and it is called a ship that I love and hate, because it is a love and hate relationship between me and this ship, because really sometimes it is amazing and some other times it is complete delusional, but whatever. Your armor is non-existent, in the sense that you're super vulnerable to HE spam more than other battleships, because you're coated in 32 millimeters of armor everywhere, literally everywhere. So even the belt is 32 millimeters of armor. So you are extremely vulnerable to any kind of focus fire from IFHE light cruisers and all the heavy cruisers. You are somewhat resilient to AP, because as you can see here, the volley, a good volley on the Seattle, but this is inconsistent. By the way, you have the French armor, the French spaced armor, which means that unless you are, I mean, it is not a foolproof armor in the sense that you can get citadel, especially from close range. If they aim under your turrets, you have kind of a weak spot there. But as you can see here, I gave full broadside to this Jambard. She got a nice volley in, 14k, but no citadels. So this is the spaced armor thing. You need a lot of penetrations, but you don't get citadel. Kinda like the German turtleback, but it is not foolproof. Watch this. Now the Seattle is perfect. Now we got only 4 overpens. Maybe I shot a little bit too high. I don't know, but as you can see, the guns are. I mean, sometimes it feels like you are having the perfect volley, and then they just let you down a little bit. Secondaries are not bad. You have secondaries placed in the front and in the back, not like, for example, Richelieu tier 8 that has all the secondaries placed in the back almost. So if you want, you can try to build for secondaries, but as I said, the fact that you don't have any kind of good armor to angle makes you a poor brawler, in my opinion. Not the best brawling battleship ever. So you don't want to expose yourself in first line. So at the front line. So building for secondaries on French battleships, it's kind of a waste. I tried that in the past, both on Republique and Bourgogne, but it can be fun one game out of 10, but in the other 9 games you're gonna lack some concealment or or you're gonna lack fire prevention, whatever. So don't build for secondaries on this ship. You might have fun with it, but it is not worth it in my opinion. As you can see, speaking of the match, we cleared this flank, but we completely lost the A flank, so it is turning out into a big clash between my flank and the enemy flank that took A, and we are gonna fight around B, most likely. This is my prediction. So, seeing that both the Georgia and the Stalingrad are going south, I'm turning towards the north because we want to get broadside to shoot at, because we are not a Yamato or a Shikishima. We cannot overmatch cruisers from the front. I mean, we can, but we are not that good at it. So we want to get some kind of broadside in shots, if possible, of course. Here, Mainz makes a crucial mistake of pushing in against Musashi's Republiques and other stuff, so he gets deleted. As I said, we are a cruiser killer because we have a good caliber of guns to get to overmatch 30 millimeters of armor, but usually, at least, we don't get too many overpens unless they are giving us broadside at close range, like that Seattle before. But usually you are good at dealing against cruisers as long as the RNG doesn't fuck you up, as always. What else should I say? Oh yeah, the legendary upgrade of the Republique is not worth it in my opinion. It has been reworked recently, but still, losing all that range on your guns, it is not worth it in my opinion. Here we spot a Mogami reversing, and this is double citadel and devastating strike. Mogami is notoriously a squishy ship, especially if you give broadside in it. But that just gave you an idea of how powerful these guns can be. But we will see that during this battle that these guns can be very, very underwhelming as well. Here another citadel on the Riga. Riga has an icebreaker, but it works only at very close range. So you can get frontal citadels on Riga easy, especially if you can overmatch 25 millimeters of armor, which means every battleship can overmatch Riga from the front. Now watch this. It is 23.3 kilometers away. That's a survivability expert Montana. By the way, don't take survivability expert on BBs. Please don't do it. Now we have enough penetration to actually citadel battleships from 23 kilometers away. Okay, so the penetration on the Republic is awesome, especially at long range. It is really awesome. You can blab things across the map easy. I mean, as long as you can land your shells. Like one volley, it's amazing, and the next one can be really trolly. So the inconsistency of the guns, it is the main issue of this ship, in my opinion. I mean, for me at least. Don't get me wrong, I like the fact that Republique is kind of a I don't know, not a glass cannon, but the fact that you don't have a good armor to tank forever, it is nice in the sense that it forces you to play around your squishiness, let's say. So it is not a brain dead battleship like, I don't know, Kremlin, when in which you can just stay nose in and tank literally forever. So in this sense, I like the concept of the Republique, a kind of a berserker battleship that eats a lot of damage, but she can deal a lot of damage as well. But honestly, I find the Republics to be, I mean, with all the HE spam being introduced in the game, usually you see Republic sniping from super far back in their spawn, basically. Also, you see a lot of Republics spamming HE in a blind way, in the sense that they spam HE at everything. They don't even try to use AP. Because, yeah, I don't know, they are forced to play so far back, and because of carriers and HE spam and all that stuff, that the essence of the Republic is kind of lost a little bit, in my opinion. Here we spot this Ragnarok that is happily giving us broadside again. We already citadel that guy once, and this is gonna be another citadel. Now we are facing a nose-in Kremlin, and this is the time when we should switch to HE. I should have switched even earlier to HE. Now I switched to HE. That was a wasted volley. As you can see, it is unlikely that we are gonna be able to score any decent hit on this Kremlin, which is already well saturated by the looks of it. So if his superstructures are saturated, you are not gonna be able to get any kind of decent volleys in on this guy. So we are gonna go for our with our HE. The fire chance is not bad, so a Republic can be used with HE as well, considering your good rate of fire. But using Republic with HE only, it is gonna be a waste. You always want to mix in HE and AP, as always. You're gonna shoot mainly AP, but once again, if you face something like Yamato, Kremlin nose-in, or every battleship nose-in, you should switch to HE. When their superstructure gets saturated, it is recommended to switch to HE, like in this case. By the way, my team, as always, as you can see, they are trying to waste. I mean, they are throwing the game. They are throwing the game big time, because our positioning is dreadful. My Corfos behind me, I'm not sure why she followed me like that. We don't have any crossfire, while she's being crossfired by the Gross, because she's not really in cover from behind this island. My Donskoy, I don't know what he's doing on C, so I don't know at this point if I'm gonna be able to even if I have a winning condition in this match. Our priority target is getting rid of this Kremlin that is constantly healing. As you can see, he's able to score some penetrations on us, but he's not able to citadel us thanks to our spaced armor. We are going to look at the armor of the Republique later in the import at the end of the game, as always. So he repaired a single fire, so we know that with a little bit of luck we are going to be able to start a permafire. There we go, high caliber on the way. We already passed 223k damage, but it is not nearly enough to win the game apparently. Here I switch back to AP because I heavily suspect that this Kremlin is gonna try to ram our Kurfürst. It is the best option for him by far. So at this range I'll try to hit his superstructures and get a bunch of pens, which I get, and we sink the Kremlin, which is our 4th kill. This Montana is giving us broadside at 11 kilometers. This is the same Montana that we citadel from 23 plus kilometers, but as you can see, we fired him at 11 kilometers and we get nothing, no hits. Okay, so this is when the Republique is a big, it disappoints you really hard. I'm not sure why. I mean, everything is RNG based, but Republique is really trolly. Sometimes it can give you the best volleys, and some other times it is just a huge disappointment. Mr. Gross is yolling our Kurfürst, that is not angling at all against this the Gross. I'm trying to do what I can. Yeah, I'm not sure because the Kurfürst, I thought that Kurfürst would have been able to finish the Gross, which she is, but she takes a bunch of pens in return. So we are left 3 versus 3. We have 2 caps against 1, but I know that there is this Nevsky that is radaring me, that I'm heavily suspecting that he's gonna try to go inside C. Plus my Kurfürst is not gonna last too long in my opinion, so she's about to die. So I know that I will have to try to do something at least. There he is, the Nevsky. As expected, he is trying to get inside G. So at this point we have 180 points advantage, as you can see. He's contesting C now, but if we can reset C, we are gonna be able to keep this cap for us. So everything I have to do is reset this Nevsky. Okay, everything I have to do is reset this guy. I shoot at him. The Montana is flanking on the other side. We got 2 penetrations, which is not bad. This Kurfürst is going down, as I said, and my Donsko is still roaming around north of B for some reasons. I don't know why. Here I know that my priority target is the Nevsky. It is 11 kilometers away from me. Okay, I have my front guns ready to shoot him. He is almost stationary, as you can see. We aim for him, and we get 0 hits. So with this volley, we lost the game, because now the Nevsky is gonna be able to cap C. They're gonna have the cap advantage, and we are not gonna be able to claw back this match. That's a citadel from the Ragnarok, from the Yamagi there. So as you just saw, a single volley when your RNG is shit, and you can lose the game. So this ship is inconsistent, unreliable, in my experience at least. As you can see now, we are struggling getting decent volleys on this Nevsky. There are some times when we get 0 hits, and it's not because I'm aiming wrong. It's just the dispersion that is so fucking trolly. As you can see here, 1 overpen only out of 4 shots, and he's like very close range. So with 1 minute on the clock, we are gonna lose this. We are still gonna lose this. I'm now overextended because I was trying to do something useful. Once again, 0 hits on the Ragnarok as well. 1 pen for no damage. As you can see, the dispersion has been good-ish for the first half of this game, but in the very last moments, when it counted the most, the dispersion said, you know what, fuck you, you had enough of this, now I'm gonna fuck you up, and you're gonna lose the game because of this. Probably, if I would have stayed alive, we would have won this game, but I was really trying to get the resets on the Nevsky, and I failed at it, and I paid the price for it. So, this is it. So these are the final results: 270k damage, 4 kills, 7 citadels, 1 cap assist, and 2 defended caps only. Devastating strike, confederate, and high caliber. A decent result, even if rewatching the replay, probably if I stayed a little bit safer, I would have maybe won the game. But you know, I didn't have I don't have the mod that tells me if I'm gonna win or not the game, judging by the points. So I was trying to get the kill on the Nevsky and the cap reset, because I thought that if the Nevsky would have kept the cap, we would have lost anyway. So maybe it was not like that, but whatever. Mistakes were made, I guess. 1.6 base experience on a losing side. GG to the enemy Nevsky, very well done to him. 2.5k base experience, very good result for him. And as you can see, my team really was not there, basically. Besides the Giving that scored a decent basic speed, all the rest was really questionable. But nowadays you see this more and more. Damage wise, we dealt quite a bit of damage to battleships and also on cruisers. We tanked almost 3 million potential damage, which is something that you don't usually do in a Republique. You're not the best tank in the game. As you can see, the vast majority of our damage came from our AP. A bit of HE on that Kremlin and a couple of fires here and there, but your bread and butter are the AP. Use HE only in specific situations. You're not in HE. You're not a conqueror, so don't spam HE in Republics. Go for AP most of the times. We damaged all 12 ships in the enemy team. As you can see, warship destroyed 4, warships damaged 12. So we scored hits on every single ship in the enemy team. But once again, this was not enough to win. Credit-wise, nothing special to say here. That was a decent game. It was a defeat, so in considering that it was a defeat in a silver ship, it is not a bad result. But once again, Republique is not a premium ship, so don't expect anything special from the credits. So here it is, our Republique. Let's start with the upgrades. You don't get to choose anything on the consumables, so we talk about the upgrades. Here I choose to preserve my main armament, so turrets, and that's it. I mean, it's unlikely that you're gonna lose your turrets. They are very tanky, but you know, I don't go for secondaries, and I mean, you can go for this one to preserve your AA, because Republique's AA is not too bad, but and consider the amount of HE spam that you can get, you might lose your AA during the game. So this might be a very good option if you want. So, but I want to be sure that my turrets are not gonna be knocked out. I mean, not sure, but I want to reduce the risk at the minimum. Here, if you have it, go for the engine boost modification 1, the coal upgrade for your engine boost consumable. It is very useful to have on the French ships, because with this upgrade your speed boost lasts 252 seconds, which is awesome. If you don't have it, go for damage control system modification 1 for some more tankiness. Next, I go for aiming system modification 1 because of I want to have some better dispersion, because I mean, this is questionable, because if the RNG doesn't like you, if you have this upgrade or not, it is gonna fuck you up regardless. So I use it, but I don't know how much value I'm actually getting from this thing, but whatever. As an alternative, you can go for main battery modification 2, because Republique turret reverse is not great, especially if you take this upgrade here, which I recommend. So it is gonna be 41.4, which is not too bad, but it is not great. So if you want to give it a try, you can slot this one, and you can reach 36 seconds of third thrust, which is not bad. So it might be viable or not, but I think the better accuracy is always better, but I don't know. If you're one of these lucky guys that are having amazing shots in Republique regardless, switch it for the third thrust if you want. Here, I personally go for steering gears modification 1, because with this upgrade I can get 14.6 seconds of rudder shift time, which is not that bad. Plus, I mean, you can absolutely go even for propulsion and for more tankiness as well. But honestly, it is not the fires that actually kill you. It's basically raw HE damage usually, and AP of course. But the HE damage that they can deal to you, it is impressive. So you don't usually die because you get burned down in Republique. You just die because of the HE. So I think it is better to have a better rudder shift to try to dodge most of the times, because you're not gonna be mitigating anything by angling. Here I go for concealment. No big deal here. This is by far the best option. And here I go for main battery modification 3. You can fancy about going for this one and having an incredible range of 30.3 kilometers, which is really stupid. But I mean, this is not worth it at all. And here is the legendary upgrade for Republique. As you can see, main battery reload time minus 18%. We can see that the range is 19.8, which is very anemic at tier 10, especially considering that you are good at long range, medium to long range usually, and you don't want to expose yourself. So in order to use this range, you have to expose yourself at like 18 at least kilometers of distance, basically. And at 18 kilometers from a battleship, it means that you are well in range of a bunch of other cruisers. So usually it is not worth it at all. So in my opinion, main battery modification 3 is by far the best option here for the last upgrade. You have 26.1 kilometers of range, and you have, as I said, 21.1 seconds of reload. If you go for this one, instead of 21.1, you get 19.7. So you gain 1.4 seconds at the cost of more than 6 kilometers of range. In my book, it is not worth it. Then captain, if you have the special captain, Philippe Obomino, or how it is pronounced, go for it, the one that has the improved adrenaline rush. If you don't, this is my recommended build anyway. So priority target, adrenaline rush, superintendent, and concealment expert. Then you go for fire prevention. I go for basic source survivability. Since I don't use the tankiness upgrade, I kind of make up for it a little bit using this skill here. If you want to, if you don't want to use this skill, or if you are using the tankiness upgrade, you can switch this one for I don't know, maybe expert marksman or jack of all trades and something else that you might choose. I don't know. Anyway, then I go for expert loader, and finally preventive maintenance with the last point. You can absolutely, if you don't want to use expert loader and preventive maintenance, you can use these 2 points to get either expert marksman or jack of all trades, even high alert if you really want to. But I mean, this is entirely up to you. This is my build. It is working okay-ish. So I don't know. Let me know what is your Republique build. I'm kind of interested in building for Republique. I'm not. I don't have too much experience in this ship, and I'm still trying to find the way to actually get the good value out of this ship, out of her trolliness. Likewise, nothing really special to mention here. Standard battleship, reduced fire duration, better heal, better speed, faster consumables. Then I go for some more AA. The AA values are not bad. Almost, continuous damage almost 400 on average. So not bad, boosting your AA even more. Secondaries a little bit, but I'm not building for secondaries, so this is, I have plenty of flags, so I go for it, but it is very flavor. Then you can go for also reduction in floodings. Why not? I don't have too many of these flags, and you cannot get the unsinkable achievement anymore for some reasons. So I'm running. I'm kind of short on this flag, so I'm saving them. You can go for detonation flag. Absolutely, if you eat a torpedo, it can cause a detonation on you. So, and even ramming flag, why not? I mean, the basics are this. I mean, these four are mandatory on battleships. I mean, speed flag is not that much, but this, and this are mandatory. Everything else is flavor, as always. Let me check the armor scheme of the ship. Let me show you the armor scheme. There we go. As you can see, you are coated everywhere, literally everywhere, in 32 millimeters of armor, side, deck, bow and aft. Everything is 32 millimeters, and superstructures is 19, and it is not a small superstructure. So you are a very big damage pinata for HE spam. But as we can see here, Republique has a very unique armor scheme, in the sense that as you can see here, this is torpedo protection. This is the turtleback, basically French turtleback. It is not German turtleback, so it is not completely foolproof, because if you are close range and somebody hits you under your turrets, you can get devastated in a drive-by, something that you don't get when you use a German ship. So you can get settled here and there, but I mean, if somebody aims for your central part here, it is not that easy to, I mean, you don't have an exposed citadel like Thunder, for example, or Yamato. So you are somewhat resistant to AP. You eat a lot of penetrations, of course. So you are not a brawler. You don't want to get in close range fights, because I mean, you can get citadel, and you're very vulnerable to HE spam. So this is why Republique has to be used from the second line, let's say, not the very far back, but it is the best way of playing Republique is at medium range, in my opinion, of course. So that's it, guys. This was my Republique commentary. Subscribe to the channel if you find those videos entertaining or fun to watch. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts about this ship that I love and hate, as I said. Leave a thumbs up if you liked this video. I will leave in the description of the video my link to Twitch and to Discord. If you want to hop in, you're always welcome. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.